Good morning, my dear students. I hope you all are keeping safe and healthy. My name is Abha, and today I am going to tell you a story about Christmas. But there's a twist to this story. So, should we start? The name of the story is Rahul's Pandemic Christmas. So, once upon a time, there was a boy. His name is Rahul. And Rahul had recently joined his job in Gurgaon. He was working with a corporate firm. It was a fresh start for him and he was very, very excited. But unfortunately, when he joined his job, the pandemic broke out all over the world. It was March 2020. Rahul had settled in a new city away from his hometown, Dehradun. He was very upset and not able to absorb the fact that why did his career start with such an unlucky event? He had the whole apartment to himself. Everything was just as he had planned, but the pandemic had changed everything for him. His parents suggested him not to travel to and fro from Gurgaon to Dehradun because it was not at all safe. So Rahul had to stay in his apartment during the lockdown and be alone. He tried to keep himself busy with the household chores because during that time there was no house help available. Slowly and steadily, after a few months, the lockdown got a little lifted. His office was again functioning and he resumed back to work. But life was not as normal as it was supposed to be. Since Gurgaon was in one of the red zones, it was not safe for him to socialize that much with his colleagues or go out normally like in cafes or go out shopping too. Also, his parents were very, very concerned for his health. They called him every day and told him to keep to his house. Also, with the vast number of decrease in the population, Rahul was very scared from the inside. He did not want to risk his health at all. So, his life now consisted of going to office, coming back home and doing the household chores. After a few months, Rahul felt this hollowness inside him. He was not at all happy, though he pretended to be in front of his colleagues or people he met. He was not hopeful. He did not even have a pet whom he could spend some time with. Mostly he kept himself busy with his office work, but that did not actually make him happy. Sooner it was the end of the year and Christmas was around the corner. Ever since Rahul was a child, Christmas was his favorite festival. He liked it more than Diwali actually. And he celebrated it every year with his family with loads of pomp and show actually. But this year, Christmas was very different. He felt low. Whom was he supposed to celebrate this festival with? There was no family. No friends, no relatives. But he realized that if he was not hopeful, then what was there left in life? So he started thinking of ways to celebrate Christmas during this pandemic time. Then he looked around his apartment and he noticed that most of his furniture and the assets that he had got were just lying unpacked in one corner. He had not actually set his house. So the first thing he did was that he set all the furniture properly and started setting up his house. He wanted some decorative items too, but it was not safe for him to go to the market and do shopping. So then he picked up the option of online shopping. And he discovered that there were huge options of sale there. He felt much better about that. So, slowly and steadily, he set up his entire apartment, put up decorative items. And how can a Christmas be complete without a Christmas tree? So he got one. He decorated that too. At the end of that day, when Rahul was about to sleep, he felt happiness within himself. He felt hopeful. And then he had the thought of that 2020 is about to end now. And why not end it on a happy note? Though it has not been good to the entire world. But we can always be hopeful for the coming year. And then, every day, he thought of doing something new, of learning something new. So the next day, he tried baking. So he learnt it via internet and then tried his hand baking some plum cakes and cookies. That was a good idea too. Thirdly, he decluttered his wardrobe and he came across so many clothes that he did not wear or were of no use to him. So he got them cleaned, ironed, and then he donated that to people who were in need of those clothes, the warm woolens. That made him feel more positive. And then the entire week, Rahul indulged in things that made Christmas not only special to him but also to many other people. And with this, he ended the year on a very happy note. And he understood the fact that whenever we humans come across situations or crises like these, if we keep more thinking about it or we get tensed about it, it won't help. The only thing that can help is being hopeful and positive about each and every situation. And realize the fact that it teaches us so much and makes us so much more experienced. So my dear students, like we've noticed in the story, how Rahul learned to make things special out of every situation, even we can do that. And this Christmas, let's try to make it more special than what we have been doing in the past few years. Always try to be kind and communicate. The biggest solution to every problem is communication. If you don't communicate, then a lot of problems will remain as they are. So let's be kind to each other and let's be happy and positive. Thank you so much.